specific permissions are being used for. So project settings are important, Anil. So these project settings we have to make. That is important. Next,
Yeah.
notifications. These are all for notifications, because notifications for two different things we get. One notification we get for people for this, as I told you, like notifications they get for notifications they send and they get an email. At the same
Yeah.
time, even dashboard also they can get the notifications. But make sure, because these are all for different things. Even for building it is different. Building an application, even for code
Mm.
it is as separate. GitHub and all that, right? GitHub, GitLab, all these
Yeah.
things comes under the code part. At the same
Mm.
time, if you are building the pipelines for the Azure DevOps required and all, we need to have an approval, because this is not 100% full versions, right? So there will be some limitations in these tools, because
I see.
100% they don't provide you 100%. There will be, because some premium features they don't give it for free of cost, right? So
Yeah.
usually, you know, right? So there
Subscription you
will be
need
some
to have. Yeah.
subscription unit. So there will be some limitations, and then and moreover, apart from it, important is releases. For example, if there is any release kind of stuff, do you want to enable it or deploy it? For example, deployment approval pending, right? So, for
Yeah.
example, deploy was done where you have to make an approval of it, right? So, do you want us to see the notification for deployment approval pending, or do you want us to disable it? For example, you don't require anything relating to release deploys and all everything. You can always simply you can deploy, disable
Okay.
this. So this is for notifications. And next,
Yeah.
this is for service hooks, right? So this is for service hooks. Let me open it. Yeah, you have to create subscription for this to integrate all these things. Service hooks
Mm.
has to be created. Next, even dashboard settings can be made. If you want to create dashboards and all, anyway, dashboard is there. If you don't require dashboard, you can disable this.
Mm.
Create or disable dashboards, or if you want to edit dashboard, if, for example, there is in this dashboard there are three things: to do, in progress, and done, right? So there are three stages. Now you want to change it and you want to add some columns, like you want to make it as analysis, planning, design, implementation, testing. If you want to make any changes out of it, you can make the changes. That's how generally these dashboards are being used for.
Okay.
Understood again, right? So this is
Yeah.
all generalized settings. Okay, whatever I am showing you are the generalized settings. Please do remember this.
Yeah.
Next thing is that in reference to the board, this is for the project configuration. If you are making any configurations to the board in reference to the sprint, right? For example, you want to create a new chain. For example, for this sprint, you want to add something new to that, right? So for
Mm.
new iteration, you want to add some new iteration or new changes you want to make for the project, where you can write down the iteration part and when is going to start and when this is to be ended. Start date and end date. Because especially in Azure, DevOps environment, Agile environment are strict timelines. If there is a date
Okay.
which was given, it has to be completed on that particular date itself. That's how these works. Right. So
Right.
otherwise, if there is no end dates and all everything, then projects
Mm.
or the works can't be completed on
Time.
the
Yeah.
stipulated time what we feel usually, right? So that's what
Yeah.
it is. So this is the reason why generally these configurations and all everything is being used for. So this is for project configuration. Please do remember this board. This is for project configuration, because of
Mm.
course there is a project which was created by me called cloud-based point of sale system. In reference to that, project configuration is this.
Okay.
Now, if you want to do team configuration, for example, team working days. How many working days we have? Monday to Friday are the working days, right?
Mm.
Why? Because whenever we are setting up the time, for example, 2 weeks or 3 weeks or 4 weeks is the work. Week means normally we calculate 5 days, Monday to Friday. Saturday,
Mm.
Sunday won't be considered, comes under, won't be comes under working day, right? Only 5 days will be taken into an account. First point. Second point, if there is any government holidays or national holidays, that also it has to be deducted. This is where when we are creating planning of the sprints or something, when you are working on these boards, you need to learn that. For
Okay.
example, I'll tell you a very simple example. Let's say, for example, sprint was created, wherein you have given 2 weeks of time, right? So 2 weeks is what the duration for this particular sprint you have decided. 2 weeks means 5 days a working day into two. How many? 5
Mm.
into 2, 10 working days, right? 10 working
Yep.
days. Fundamentally 2 weeks means 10 working days, but
Yeah.
sometimes all the sprints won't be 10 working days. For example, second sprint you have national holiday, or in the first sprint itself you got a national holiday or a government holiday, right? So 1 or 2 days will be deducted from this. So out of
Okay.
10, you get only 9 days or 8
8
days.
days. Mm.
8 or 9 days, right?
Yeah.
So working days we have to mention here. Normally, fundamentally, working days means we calculate from Monday to
Friday.
Friday, right? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, right? So only Friday. Saturday, Sunday, uh, there won't be any working days to this,
Activities. Yeah.
right? This is
Mm.
there won't be any. So this has to be configured. This has to be configured, right? That is required. Next, in reference to the epic backlog, we call it as when you're talking about the backlog board I have shown you. In this backlog, epics are required. Issues will also be there. Epic, nothing
Mm.
but large scale of solution. That's what we call it as epic. For example, uh, you are developing an online banking application. Okay, online
Mm.
banking application. Online banking application for what purpose? This is for the purpose of the customer to do online transactions by sending money or sending a request or something like, right? For that, online banking is being used for payments, all that stuff. Now you are developing an application for a financial institution to develop an online banking.
Mm.
Now, what customer asks? Customer is not asking you to develop the complete application of online banking. He
Mm.
will be asking you few high level solutions. High level solutions is what large scale of solutions are they asking. What was the last scale solution? First solution customer is saying, my customer means whoever is using that online banking application, customers of the bank, should able in a position to transfer money anywhere across the world. Right? That's what the condition customer has told you.
Mm.
Now you have to do the reverse engineering. Reverse engineering. What is reverse engineering? For example, what customer has said, banking customer is saying that my customer means account holder of the bank should transfer money across the world, right? That's what generally the large scale of solution which customer is asking.
Mm.
Now, reverse engineering. If person wants to send money, what is that they have first? First, they need to have a valid bank account. Point number
Yep.
one. Not only bank account. See, unless until if there is no bank account, they don't get any online banking. Okay, online banking. So, valid login credentials of an online banking site is required.
Mm.
Point number two. If they want to have login credentials and all, first of all, they have to register themselves. That is point number three, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Yes.
Now, here there are limitations. What are those limitations? Point number one. Every day means these are all the logics. Please do remember, right? These are all the logics. What is the condition here? Condition number one. If there is a password which was typed for 2 times wrong, right? So this account access will be halted for the
Yeah.
next 24 hours. This is one condition. This is for the
Mm.
security reason. One
Yep.
second.
Yep.
Transfer of the money should not be more than 50,000 or 2 lakhs or 3 lakhs per day, right? This is the second condition, right? Next, third
Yeah.
condition. Per time transaction. So one time transaction amount should not be more than 50,000 or 2 lakhs, whatever it is, roughly speaking, I'm saying. Right?
Yeah.
Should not be. See, these are the conditions, right? Right or not? So, if there is a large scale of solution which you wants to achieve, right? For example, what is the large scale solution? My customer wants to send money to anywhere across the world. This is what customer has said, right?
Mm-hmm.
So for that, what is required? If you follow reverse engineering processes, all these functionalities have to be developed.
Right.
Right? Those functionalities are nothing but issues.
Okay.
You're clear, right? Issues.
Yeah. Clear.
Issue.
Clear.
Issue. Normally
Yes.
in Jira or in Azure Devops, we call it as issue. Issue can be anything. Issue can be a
Correct.
user story. Issue can be a task. Issue can be a subtask. Issue can be a bug.
Got it.
All these are considered issue, right?
Mm.
So when coming back to our point, when you talk about team configuration, either in this backlog, do you want to enable this epic or issues or not? For example, I'm going to back here, right? So I'm going to back epics and issues in the backlog. Okay. There were epics and issues which were created by me, right?
Yeah.
Now, if you want to enable or disable, that can be done, right? So if you want to enable that, you can enable that, or if you want to disable that, you can disable whatever you want, right? So for example, you can see here new item, work item, epic or a task, okay? Epic or a task. If you want to disable it, you can disable this, or if you want to enable this, you can enable this. Clear, right or not? Epic and task. Anil, you're following? Anil, are you there? Anil, Anil, are you there?
Hello.
Yeah, you have joined.
Yeah, it's okay if you want to
Okay.
connect tomorrow. I am okay.
Right. So tomorrow we start the project. How to create the project is what. So these are all the settings. I'll tell you the settings tomorrow.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
sure.
because the settings required settings, but not we don't do all the settings. Whatever the major required settings and all everything will be done by us. Okay,
Okay.
we'll do the
Yeah,
settings and I'll take up the project. I'll show you the case study. You
fine.
whatever the case study is required, so that case study will be implemented in the project. Right from the creation of project here, we can start
Yeah,
creating the project by adding some new work items, tasks. All this
sure.
can be added to the existing ones. Right,
Yeah,
Anil?
fine, fine.
Right.